Hello there, this is Retro Spirit Garden, and this is the Mega SG by Analogue. This is a console that plays all your Mega Drive games, and here's the Analogue logo, spinning around as it is in 3 dimensions. Oh, look at that, that's the future. We have some Streets of Rage music in the background because the menu has no music. Let's go through some options here. So the Mega SG is a Mega Drive with output up to 1080p 60. It's FGPA, so it means that someone has looked at the chips in the Mega Drive, gone, I can recreate those chips on a different chip, and I've done that. It's not emulated, it is a chip that's programmed to be another chip. We've got a option screen here for pixels. We have scaling options. We have interpolation options. I don't know what any of this stuff does. There's no instruction manual to tell you. You can find all the information online on Analogue's website. Advanced mode. So I've got the SNES version of this. They're very nice pieces of kit. They're very nicely made. They're nice and weighty. You can put like all of your Mega Drive carts into it. You can put a 32X into it if you want to. You can attach it to a CD drive if you'd like. It's basically a Mega Drive. Scan lines. It's not something I use a lot, scan lines, but I will turn them on and show you what they're like. I don't know what any of this means either. I'm sure there's some clever person out there who's got this optimized for widescreen displays. The music settings are interesting. There's a lot of stuff in there for tweaking how it replicates the Yamaha sound chip. Indeed, I thought there were problems with the sound on my console for a while, until I found out it wasn't the console, it was my speakers. But so I thought the sound was really poorly recreated on this console, but it's not, it's absolutely fine, as you can hear. This is Streets of Rage being played on a Mega SG in the background music, and it sounds like it does on my Mega Drive 1. Here are the people that are involved with FGPA programming, and you can save all your preferences. And you've got a spinning Mega Drive cartridge to tell you that it's done. Lovely. So let's play the built-in game, which is Ultra Core, which is a run and gun game. And it has locks, and it has keys, because a key needs a lock, like a pea needs a carrot, or a sun needs a moon, etc. We're falling down a hole. Falling down a hole straight away, so you don't drop down the holes. There's some awkward holes here. You have to jump the holes don't lead anywhere. Got parallax scrolling clouds, and this was an unreleased game, a finished but unreleased game for the Mega Drive back in the day by DICE. And don't know why it was unreleased. It looks a bit dour. Don't fall down the holes. We're going to jump the holes. Idiot. It looks okay. Sounds alright. We've got a rapid fire gun. Yeah, the Mega SG costs around 220-ish pounds. Then they charge you $80 for shipping. I don't know why. It comes in a very uninteresting packed box, and it'll cost you another 40 or so pounds to go through customs. So the actual price of it is nearing 300 and something pounds if you add it all up. So it's quite an expensive way to experience a Mega Drive, but does output 1080p, so you take your pick. If you're going to buy say an upscaler for your retro gear, that would be 150 quid. And it comes with its own issues, those kind of devices. I don't know, it's For me, this is cool because I've got lots of Mega Drive cards, and I don't want to faff around with box cables all the time, because it's just cables everywhere, isn't it? And I like using my original joypads, so you can plug your original joypads into this device. In the box, like I said, you don't get an instruction manual, you get a Master System converter, so you can plug your Master System cartridges into the device. It works the same way as the Mega Drive Master System converter. And I've never used a Master System game on my Mega Drive. I've never owned a Master System game, so I don't know how that works. I'm sure it's fine. All the games I've thrown at this work, so that's cool, apart from strictly limited stuff, and you'll see that at the end of the video. This game, I don't like it. It's boring. So we're back on the title screen, and we're going to plug in Rocket Knight Adventures. And the reason I've chosen Rocket Knight Adventures is because it's got a very sensitive region locking. Ooh, we've got no sound. Looks like if you boot the system and skip the startup logo, you get no sound on your cards. So let's reset the machine, turn the machine off and put it on again. Here we go, got the Analogue logo now with sound. Let's play Rocket Knight once it's done its rotation. Run cartridge. I don't know if you have to power down between inserting and taking out cartridges on this device, but I certainly do that every time. I feel like I'm going to break something if I don't power the machine down. Okay, got some sound effects. And they're all in order, so it sounds like Rocket Knight's Adventures, so that's groovy. So the region locking on this is the Japanese version, it has been bypassed. I guess the machine just thinks it's the Japanese machine when this card's popped in, so that's cool. The PAL version of Rocket Knight's got a better intro. I don't know why it wasn't included in the Japanese one. He's like standing on a mountain that rotates around his head. Here he is, the possum, opossum, with the rocket backpack and the large cute ears. He's equipped with a sword and can-do attitude, and that's all you need in this day and age. Weaponry plus the ability to see yourself using it. Right, so I can press down and start my joypad, and it brings up the menu for the system. And here we can fiddle with the audio. There's, like I said, when I first played this game, the audio was doing some crackly thing, but I later found out it was my speakers and not the game. So what are we doing here? We're going to run cartridge. It's loading it again. Is the sound going to work this time? Fingers crossed. Indeed, the sound is going to work. Lovely. Right, he's gone back to audio again. Anyway, for people that understand the technical bits and bobs of a Mega Drive, like all its internal guts, people who've studied it would know what all this stuff does. What's an ladder effect? Someone can explain that to me. Is it the effect of your types being ruined or something like that? I don't know. I don't know what a ladder effect is in relation to audio. Right, anyway, we've reset the machine and we're playing Thunder Force 4. I tried this in 1080p. At the moment this is a 720p output. Now Thunder Force 4 and 1080 had some jerkiness in the scrolling. And I talked to someone who's a bit more technical than me about that, and they said it might have something to do with the clock speed of the Mega Drive. versus 60 Hz output, because apparently the Mega Drive doesn't quite output 60 Hz. So you might see like some stuttering every frame or so. But when I changed it to 720p, the stuttering went away. So I don't know whether that's just because the resolution doesn't allow me to see it, or some other reason, a technical reason I don't know. But 1080 on this does stutter, but I guess there's so many options in the menus there for video and audio. You could probably fix it if you knew what you were doing. I've got the feeling it's pretty easy to go in there and completely screw up your Mega Drive, but you can reset it to factory settings. This is a glorious, glorious game that I'm just not that good at. I will sit down one day and go through this from beginning to end in one credit. I'll get so good at that I can do that. I will do that. I make that promise to myself that one day I will be good enough to clock Thunder Force 4 in one credit. Beautiful audio visuals, exciting gameplay. Thunder Force 4. And here it is in 720 without having to go through a ridiculous amount of devices. Ridiculous advice. Ridiculous amount of devices. My god, I think I'm having a stroke. Can someone please call an ambulance? Slow down in the appropriate place. Oh, yeah. One thing I didn't notice in the menus, I think I was about to say this earlier, the Super Nintendo has got, is it's got a sprite limit adjustment. So on the SNES, the Super NT, you can turn it into 64 sprite mode. And it stops the games flickering. The games that have flicker. There's no such help in the Mega Drive SG version. Which would have been a nice addition, as I do have a couple of flickery Mega Drive games that have always annoyed me with the flicker, like Ranger X, that's one of them. But yeah, not available as a feature on this, strangely. Right, here we go, we've got the analog logo again, so what are we playing this time? Let's wait for it to stop its spinning, and let's run the cartridge. Cartridge in a Mega SG. Oh my god, I'm so fucking old. Boomer. Okay, what are we doing? We've got some settings. Okay, we can start here's music. As you want it, sir. There's blue on his, is it blue or is it green? Green on his spiky platform. Oh, we're going to try scanlines. Let's put some scanlines on. Do these look filthy? Yes, they're filthy dark. So we have to adjust hybrid scanlines on. No scanlines, normal scanlines or hybrid scanlines. So we can reduce the width of the scanlines and we can reduce the brightness of the scanlines. That looks dirty. That looks dirty. It sounds a bit like Alan Partridge there, that was weird. Okay, let's don't know what that means. Scanline depth. I think I need to turn the scanline sub brightness all the way down to give me a decent looking screen. Yeah, there we go, starting to clear up now. It's annoying the game's sort of faded, so you can't judge it so well. Okay, it's got an okay scanline effect, which works at 720p. This is another thing that a dude said to me, who's got a Mega SG, but the scanlines don't really line up properly on a 1080 output. I don't know why, it's got something to do with maths, like numbers. I'm vaguely aware that numbers exist, and in terms of scanlines versus screen resolution, on this console, those numbers don't match up. Yeah, so Ultra Core as a freebie is a run and gun. But immediately judging it against this, you kind of have to go, yeah, they need to have tried harder, because this has got excitement by the bucket load, whereas Ultra Court has got dourness by the bucket load. It's a Euro shooter, isn't it? This is the Japanese Euro difference. Right, we're paused there for some reason. What are we doing? We're looking at the scan lines again. He's not happy with the scan lines, he's turned them off. Turn them off so you can see what the difference is. I don't mind scan lines on some stuff. I just don't think that pixel games from this era need it. I think the N64, when I've played the N64 through an upscaler, does benefit a little bit from scan lines. It cleans the image up slightly. But this doesn't need it. Beautiful. Cracking game, Gunstar Heroes. Need to get the one on the Game Boy Advance. Need to get Gunstar Superheroes. I had that back in the day, and I sold it regretfully. And I remember it being quite cool, having lots of zoomy sprites in it. So yeah, I'm keen to get my hands back on that bad boy. Jump up the pyramid, made of Weetabix. Weetabix Hill. This game's sponsored by Weetabix. Brian, who's the head Weetabix character. Oh my god, I'm so old, no one's going to know what I'm talking about. In the 80s, Weetabix had characters on the front of their box, and you used to be able to get like stickers of the characters. One of them was Brian. Right, I've explained myself enough. I don't need to talk about Weetabix anymore. Well, just broken Sugar Cube Man's ankles. Ah, here we've got Sega as a 3D logo, which must indicate that this is Virtua Racing. Indeed, I'm correct. Yeah, so it's like Mega Drive carts with extra chips in work wonderfully too. This is all in order. It sounds and looks as I expect. Okay. My favourite track in this game is Expert. I don't like the medium track much at all, and the beginner track is kind of cool, but Expert is where it's at. Okay. This is no more jerky than it was in the Mega Drive, so that's cool. Still a bit of a wobbly looking, low resolution mess, I would say. We've got scan lines on here, doesn't really help, does it? Okay, got a annoyingly high pitched engine note. This is a good conversion, really, considering the hardware it's running on. I mean, you've got like a computer chip in a games cartridge pumping out polygons to your Mega Drive in this day and age. Beautiful. I can't, because the frame rate's fairly low and the controls and the resolution is fairly gnarly, it's difficult for me to line up the corners effectively. So on the Switch, I can pretty much do a lap in the 38s most of the time on this game. On this first track, with automatic gears, which is, you know, some pretty good cornering. On this version, I just can't get below 40. Well, not yet anyway. I need to put some more effort into it. He says that, and he immediately does 39.93. So, yeah, I'm a liar. Don't believe a single word that comes out of this fat-tongued mouth. I can, in fact, get below 40 seconds on a lap on Virtua Racing. Can't hit 38s yet, though. What as I now cruised a 38-second lap. It's not going to happen. I've hit the grass, so no, it's impossible now. I don't need to slow down so much there. Yeah, giving myself a critique now. Flies out of the corner Oh, look, he has improved by half a second. That last corner, he slides out of that corner rather differently to the arcade or Switch version. I do like this game. I like I'm getting into it now. Yeah, virtual racing's cool. I'd like to get this on the Sega Saturn actually. I'd like to try out the Saturn version of virtual racing, see what all the fuss is about, see what all the kids are talking about, because they never shut up about virtual racing on the Saturn. All the kids, all the cool kids, and yeah, I want to be part of their gang, but they won't let me in until I buy it. And the coolest kids have the 32X version. I've improved again. Oh, beautiful. I need to shave a second off that to get towards my fastest lap on the Switch. I think my fastest lap is like 38.53 or something on the Switch. So I need to improve by 1 whole second, and now I've screwed it. I've crashed into this beautiful orange bridge. Slightly sarcastic, that description of that bridge, because it was a gnarly pixely mess. Right, and that's... Was that a horse? Did I just see a horse out of the corner of my peripheral vision there? I was driving in that corner. Jail. No, sorry, goal. Well, those 2D trees, they're kind of like slanted towards the track. From this angle, you can see all the way through them. How strange. Right, so this is the strictly limited stuff. Now the problem here is none of this stuff works with the Super NT or the Mega SG. It needs to be patched in, I believe, at some point. I don't think this is a strictly limited problem. I think this is a Mega SG problem, potentially. So an analog issue. But look what happens here. You start the game. You can shoot some stuff. Oh yeah, you're thinking, this is cool. And then you get a screen full of text. It's like you've entered the Matrix. And you get a lovely noise to accompany it. So Mega Turrican, also a strictly limited release. Obviously this game works perfectly as the original cartridge. The strictly limited release, they've introduced bugs somehow. I don't know. I say it's probably Analog's problem that their console doesn't... Well, consoles aren't compatible with strictly limited games, but I'm not entirely sure about that. All these games do work on original hardware. So I've tested these on the Mega Drive, they're all fine. I've tested things like Wild Guns, strictly limited, on my Super Famicom. It works. They just do not work on the Mega SG or Super NT. So this one's running, as you can see. So you're thinking, yeah, I got away with this one. This one works fine. Doing some jumping over the flames, the weirdly positioned flames, and jumping across some holes. Oh yeah, it's all going good for me. It's looking sweet. Just lasered a robot in the face. He didn't like it. Yep. I'm gonna shoot some green limpet bastards now. Oh, lovely. You're thinking, all's well and good. I can play through this game without an issue. This looks like I'm going to have fun here for the next 30 minutes to get me away from my hideous life. Just defeat some space squids. Oh, sure, I got myself a fat laser and I've crashed the game by falling in a hole. Okay, maybe I won't have any fun with this game then. Maybe I'll turn it off and go and do something with the wife instead. Like, I don't know, go to a garden centre. So we've got Cotton here, Panorama Cotton. Also a nice game for your Mega Drive. Works fine on the original console. This game suffers the same fate. And actually, I've had this game crash 3 times on the first level after restarts. Then I've had it so I've been able to play through to level 4, and then so I don't know what happens. I don't know why this game crashes, but it does randomly crash on level 1 quite a bit. How jerky some of this update is, this game. It's a cool game, but it's not a smooth game. That's what I'm going to say about this. The frame rate seems a little low too. I don't think this is running at 60, do you? Just perceptually, it feels like it's 15 to 20 to me. But hey, I'm not going to count individual frames, that'd be crazy. What do you think this is? Digital Foundry? This isn't Digital Foundry. This is Digital Quandary. Because I'm in a mess. Because I've got £7,000 worth of strictly limited releases that don't work on half of my gear. There you go. Lovely white noise. Accompanied by a black screen of death. Beautiful. And just for completeness' sake, we're going to try a Bitmap Bureau game here. Xena Crisis. This is bulletproof. This will work. There's no crashing happening with this game. So yeah, like I said, it's a cool little device, the odd Mega SG. You can use your original joypads. It doesn't come with a joypad. It only comes with the master system converter and a HDMI lead and a USB lead. It comes in a little black box. It smells good, which is the important thing. I don't care if it runs the games well, as long as the machine itself smells good. And it does, that's confirmed. It's nearly 300 quid. If you haven't got a Mega Drive, but you've got loads of Mega Drive games, or you're worried about your Mega Drive breaking, I suppose it's worth the investment. I like this system. I like the ability to be able to use my original cards and plug into any TV, and I get a beautiful experience. Like, I don't get like my Retro Freak can also do this, but it's got weird scaling, whereas this is like the scaling's fine. Like, you can scale to your heart content to the scale that you need it to be. You can adjust the sound. All sorts of business and nonsense. You can, apparently there are firmware hacks for this, so you can run ROMs, but you can't do that natively. So when you receive it, you can't run ROMs off an SD card, but you can get a custom firmware that will let you run ROMs, and that's on the internet somewhere. Probably on a Russian server with a load of viruses. Yeah, that's a look at the Mega SG. I like it. I like it a lot, but then I like the Mega Drive, so, you know, it's just a Mega Drive, essentially. But 1080p, 720p, beautiful. Plays all regions, doesn't play strictly limited re-releases. Okay then. That's that. So I'll leave you right here, right now, with Shima, who's going to cause an athletic fit with his flashing. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.